Enduro360. I'm your host, Chili White. Today we've got a new bike to start talking about. 2015 KTM 450 XCW. So let's go outside and take a quick walk around. From a technical standpoint, there's not really a whole lot new to talk about for 2015 in KTM XCW EXC off-road models. Certainly some cosmetic changes. We start right here. Let's take a walk around. This year all of the enduro bikes get the Dunlop AT81s front and rear. That'll be a first. Wheels, well, you can see we've got, let's see if we can get up nice and close on these. So these are a flat black wheel with kind of a titanium colored spoke. I'm not sure if that comes through real well. It's kind of a nice, interesting look, but you can see we've got about 10 hours on this bike and it's already showing showing its age in terms of that nice black finish. Orange frame, that's got to be the biggest change visually for the year. Paired with more white in the graphics, you know, it's a nice look. It certainly imitates the factory race bikes. Kind of like it. Kind of growing on me. Other than that, black bar, it's the same Nikon bar, and then we get a new odometer this year. Gotta tell you, I haven't quite figured out how to work it. What is nice is it now incorporates the little, what should we call them, idiot lights, the FI light. It's also for EXC, supposed to be a headlight and turn signal indicator, and then you've got the functions on the odometer. The odometer is now just a 2-button, the plus and minus. There's no third button over here that we're so used to. I've tried to figure out how to make the tripometer, the clock, all those other functions work. Completely stuck. Haven't figured out how to make any of it work yet. So I've got speed, odometer, and hours, and that's basically it. Interestingly, the US manuals don't have this new instrument in there, but if you go online, ktm.com, go to the UK site, then you can download owner's manuals for their EXC models, and they show the new instrument there. What else? Suspension's unchanged, not really much for motor changes. The 450 I noticed this year has the cooling fan in it. That's a nice touch. I don't recall exactly if that was new this year or what year, but definitely like it all around. KTM gave us a nice skid plate. We broke a couple of these a few years ago, but I see the design's changed a little bit. It's got a couple of ridges in there that should make it a little stronger. I laughed when they gave us the skid plate because I thought, well, that's kind of odd. Well, it's because somebody rode this bike once before me and completely flat spotted the underside of the frame. That's why they were covering it up, but that's just fine. Gearing's kind of lowish on our bike here. Looks like we're 1452 in our first ride. That was definitely, first gear was just too low for almost anything. 1450 for desert, we're actually going to go to 1548 in there. So, you know, I was a little concerned when this thing came because this was kind of, I had to put my money where my mouth is. And what I'm talking about is when we first tested 450 and 500 back-to-back in 2012, I said I liked the 450 motor better all the way around over the 500. Since then, we've had a number of 500s. I still kind of struggle with them in technical terrain, but I haven't really gotten a chance to ride a 450 much. Just got done putting, what, 60, 80 hours on a 500. Get to jump right on this thing. So that's what I'm thinking. Am I still going to think that I like the 450 motor over the 500? Short answer, took about 30 seconds for me to decide. Absolutely. This motor is far more versatile than the 500 is. It is much easier to get on the throttle at low speed, and the bike, instead of spinning the wheel or bucking around, it just goes forward. It's really responsive. Not quite as, you know, not quite 350 responsive, but nice torquey feel to it. Chassis definitely feels a little bit lighter than the 500. Of course, our 500 was an EXC, so there's a couple more pounds in there. But there is just a difference in feel in the motor mass. It's absolutely true. and I can make this bike go faster, easier than I can on the 500. I know it sounds a little counterintuitive, but that's just the way she comes out. What does that mean? The best four-stroke KTM makes, they don't bring to America. 450 EXC. If this thing had a license plate on it, it would be the absolute wonder of a motorcycle. But that's all right. We love it anyway. See, we've got some suspension work on here from Moto Lab. Suspension is completely unchanged for 15, so I didn't really feel a need to do a quote first ride before changing it. And after today, this bike is going into full race bike prep mode. This is what I'm going to race the 2015 Baja Rally on come September. So tomorrow morning, I have a huge bucket of parts inside that we're going to start getting this thing set up in full rally gear so I can be out doing rally training here in the next 2 weeks. Really excited about that. I think this bike is going to be a really good choice. I have to say, I debated a lot between it and riding 525 for Baja. You know, Baja, rough two-track road conditions. 525 is an awfully good bike. But we did ride the 525 yesterday back-to-back with this, and tight stuff. No doubt the 525 is showing its age a little bit just in terms of it kind of feels heavy. So I'm really excited, super happy with this bike, and can't wait to get started working on it. So there we go. That is first look at 2015 KTM 450 XCW. Hey, thanks for tuning in. This is Chili signing out, and we will talk to you soon.